Alrighty guys, so this piece of shit needs a fucking resistor box. Low impedance injectors of a high impedance system. Works really well.
Yeah, I was just looking for this. Thanks. We gotta turn the radio off though. We're gonna get demonetized. Like I make so much money on YouTube, right? I gotta give a shit?
Wow.
Just kidding. Okay. Hello, and welcome back to HunterTuned. Today we are working on an EG hatchback with a pretty bitchin' cage. It's got a pretty sweet roll cage in it, and yeah, so we are diving right into this thing. We're going to show you guys what we found out so far, and see what we can do to get this thing running right. So this is a cool car. It's got a 850 cert cage, and yeah, it's EG hatch, kind of like a gutted race car type of deal.
Gutted race car type of deal.
Alright guys, so this is a B16, says supposedly built engine here with a top mount manifold and a 6266-ish turbo, I think he said. I don't know exactly what size turbo this thing is, but it looks like a pretty beefy son of a gun. It's actually bigger than like my 3582, I'm pretty sure. So we'll see how this thing lights off and see how much jam we can make with it. But first, we got a bunch of problems with this damn car. So we started off, he pulled it into the shop here, or dropped it off to me, and we pulled it into the shop, and it was running very rich, like 950 air fuel, just cruising into the shop.
Cruising 20 feet.
Yeah, he cruised 20 feet into the shop here. But she was running real rich. So we figured out what the deal was here. We actually plugged in the laptop, and he said he was having map sensor problems with it because, well, this car is on Chrome, and with Chrome it's a little bit tricky to get the map sensors to read properly sometimes because the presets and whatnot in Chrome are not as like accurate and like up to date as Hondata stuff. So he had a Hondata 4-bar thing on this thing, and we actually swapped it out for GM 3-bar because the GM 3-bar stuff works a little better with Chrome, in my opinion. So we put the GM 3-bar sensor on it and found out that we like didn't have any TPS reading, we didn't have any map sensor reading, nothing. So car was just running pig damn rich. So we pulled the harness down here and we tried to figure out what was going on. So like, this is an EG car that was stock with a D15, I'm pretty sure. So it has the map sensor plug that comes from the firewall, and it normally has a firewall mounted map sensor, so the actual engine harness doesn't have a map sensor plug on it. This engine harness has map and TPS plugs on it, and was plugged in with the TPS, or the map sensor was plugged into the TPS from the engine harness, so the TPS wasn't getting readings. So we plugged in the TPS sensor where the TPS was, we plugged in the TPS wire to the TPS plug.
Yeah.
And we finally have TPS now. So that was problem number one. Map sensor reading erratically and not reading properly. So I don't know if we have a wiring issue from here to the ECU, but we did get it, we did finger with it a little bit, and we got the map sensor reading right now. So I plugged in a known map sensor from my hatch, used the same presets, plugged my Hondata even in because I figured maybe the ECU had issues or something, but the ECU is good. Just a bunch of problems so far. Like injectors, just firing way too much. Like it just, no matter how much fuel I pulled out of the damn thing, it would just run pig damn rich. Like we pulled a dipstick on this car. We didn't run it that long, but like it is over full of gas and oil. So it is like currently the oil pan is just like full of E85, which we are going to have to change the damn oil before we do any sort of horsepower pulls with this thing. But we want to get it running right first. And he said he's got a set of RC 1000s on this car, and RC 1000s usually, you know, I don't have issues with too much. Anything usually bigger than 750 to 1000 cc with chrome and fat style injectors like these RCs tend to not idle the greatest, but they shouldn't be literally pouring fuel all over the engine bay. Like right here, look at that, that's E85. Anyway, so we still couldn't get the damn thing to run right. So I proceeded to check the injector here because I noticed these are RC1000s, and there is no resistor box plugged in here. I actually just had this issue 2 weeks ago or a month ago or something. We had a car that was in here that I tuned. It was a turbo CRV, and it had RC1000s in it, and they were the low impedance injectors, and he did not have a resistor box. And the car just like doesn't tune how it should. Like nothing works right. You can actually burn out ECUs by not running the right resistor box, etc. in the car. It's got to be the right injector for the resistor box. So like EG, EK, Integras, all that stuff, they all run high impedance injectors. And these are a low impedance injector, which are for like DSMs or EFs or CRXs, because CRXs and EFs actually have a resistor box factory, which actually tie into the resistor box or whatever for the car. So I have a spare resistor box, actually a bunch of spare resistor boxes at my house that we're actually going to go get in a little bit here. We're going to put a resistor box on that car because it needs a damn resistor box. So like I said, the cars just won't tune right. They won't make the proper you know, scaling with the injectors and stuff like that. It'll just be way off when the resistor box is not plugged in when it needs to be. So anyways, how we checked, I'm sure you guys want to know how I checked to see if these injectors need a resistor box or if they do not need a resistor box. So we just set our multimeter up here on resistance, and we check the resistance here. I don't really mess with the settings too much on the resistance portion of things, but if we touch the two prongs together here, we're going to get a 0 reading. Dang it. Wrong setting. Okay, we got a 0 reading now.
Plug those bad bitches in.
And then when we... Let me see this fucker was. Okay. So now we have the resistance here, 20K on the multimeter. We touch these together, we have a 0 reading, which means we have a complete circuit. But when we test the solenoid inside the injector, we want to see a resistance reading of around 12 on a high impedance and 2 on a low impedance. So this is not right yet. God damn it.
What's it?
God damn it. Okay, so like these injectors are a high impedance injector, so they should read around a 12. These are just the injectors out of my hatch, for instance. These are the flex style injectors that I sell on HunterTuned.com. They're high impedance, plug and play for EG, EK, Integra, K series, H series, all that shit. Unless you have like a CRX with the resistor box still, you got to delete it. But anyways, so these injectors read 12. So anyways, guys, stock injector, stock Honda injector, stock flex injector, the decaps on my website, they all read 12, 11.9, whatever. So then we go over to the 850 car over here, a car that goes 850s, because it's got an 850 cage, right?
Oh yeah.
We go down to the injector here, and we test this guy out. We are reading 2.4, which means it is a low impedance injector. So that means we need a resistor box to bump up the resistance. 10 watt, 10 ohm resistors you can buy at Radio Shack. I used to do that back in the day for like DSM stuff. 10 watt, 10 ohm resistor, or like a factory Honda resistor box has 4 10 watt, 10 ohm resistors in it. And it will bump the resistance of the injector up to where it needs to be, and it'll operate like it should. So anyways, we are going to go get a resistor box here, and then we'll come back and show you how to wire it in. It's fairly simple, but fairly complicated for some people. So we'll show you how to do it and make it easy peasy lemon squeezy.
This thing was moister than an oyster.
Yeah, just moistered and shit with that E85 on there. Fuck yeah, bud. That Taurus literally had cap lights on it.
Oh yeah.
And a fucking goddamn bench seat as a spoiler.
And fucking,
what were those things on the sides?
I don't know.
Damn it. Should have got a better look. Alrighty guys, so we just got back from my place. We got a resistor box for the hatch here. And I think my camera is dirty as shit. And we did end up getting a resistor box here for the EG, the turbo setup over there. So we're gonna be putting this in we're gonna put this in a minute, but we had to take a little bit of a break because if you guys know that $250 sedan that was on the channel that we picked up for a good deal, and I got it running and we fixed it and we put some wheels and tires on it and we kind of got it running. I'm actually trading it tonight to AJ. He's actually a subscriber of mine, and he actually came up here to trade his EK sedan, kind of sedan for sedan. We're kind of doing a little trade, and my car had some issues right when he came to get it. So like, we got the sedan running mint, right, Christian?
Oh yeah.
And we got it running mint, and then we put it kind of behind the shop for a couple days. And we pulled it back in the shop just to kind of get everything running again so we can trade AJ here for this EK. And right as he pulls up with the trailer to come to load the car up, the fucking distributor went out.
Yeah.
Literally. And I'm like, what the hell? And I like checked the timing. I ripped the timing belt on and off. I retimed it real quick, and it still kept popping and backfiring. And I'm like, okay, well, if it's not belt timing, it's got to be the distributor. So thank God I had the Dizzy from the CRX, which was still OBD1 Z6. So I literally just chucked it on real quick, and it fired up, and now it's running mint. And they're loading it up onto the trailer now. So just kind of funny how it goes sometimes when you go to sell a car and then issues arise. Just kind of something that was a little funny. But yeah, they're out there loading the EG up right now. And yeah, Supreme Towing out of Milwaukee. Yeah, so hopefully you can have some fun with it. I think you're just gonna flip it, ain't you?
Yeah, I'll probably drive it and kill the gas tank.
Yeah, it's got a full tank of gas, I told him, so I was kind of at least go drive it around, piss pound it for a day or two, and then he's probably just gonna end up selling it like I was planning on to. But this is the EK sedan that we ended up trading. This thing is kind of a basket case just like the other car, and we kind of are agreeing like, hey, piece of shit car for piece of shit car kind of thing. You know, it is what it is. This thing has a B18B swap though, with supposedly a GSR transmission. I have not verified, but it does have like some goodies on it. As you guys see, it's got AEM fuel rail and like a header, exhaust mounts, stuff like that. But it does misfire really bad, and we do not know why, but we have a good indicator of lots and lots of butt connectors all over the harness. I went and test drove this thing, and I'm like, man, this thing's a turd. Like, it's raining out. I can't even get the tires to spin. So we just kind of figured that something's going on with it, misfiring or whatever. So I just made sure that the car had good compression. We chucked a compression tester on it real quick just to make sure the motor isn't like an issue, because I can fix pretty much everything outside the motor pretty fast and pretty efficiently, but if it's got bad ringland or something, that would have been kind of shitty. So he told me it had good compression. I just verified it. It is indeed good. 180 across the board on Michael's new fucking $1 million compression tester. So we got an EK sedan, and it's got a B18B, like I was saying. So we're gonna try to get this thing running. It does need a paint job, but like I said, kind of pile of crap car for pile of crap car. We're gonna play around with them, see what we can do. And yeah, we'll pick up here in a little while, but thanks for AJ for coming up here and having some fun. Nick should have came with, but he didn't.
I mean,
He'll be up here soon.
Yeah,
I'll bring him.
Yeah, we got to throw one of you guys' cars on a dyno one of these days. Because I know Nick. Yeah, we got to do something. So.
Bone stock and quarter wagon.
Right. But all right, guys, we'll pick up in a little while, putting this resistor box in the EG and whatnot. So stoked on the new sedan, new pile of crap car. That should be on Mighty Car Mods. Oh, yeah. my pile of junk or whatever it is. All right, guys. So we have been messing with the EK sedan here for a little while. We tried getting it running a little better, but it does still have like misfiring issues for some reason. But it does have a fuel pressure gauge on it, and I noticed that the fuel pressure is only 30 psi when it's running. So I took a vice grips to the return line, and I got it up to like 55, 60, and it seemed like it ran a little better. But the valve cover leaks so damn bad that we can't really drive it or nothing, because it literally just pours smoke right onto the header. So, or pours oil onto the header and then smokes. So anyways, this thing will be another day project. We'll probably pick up on the sedan here in another day or two. But anyways, we are picking back up on the customer car here. This is that EG turbo thing. And we're putting a resistor box in it because we had an issue. Christy just laughs at everything I say.
just the EG turbo thing, whatever.
Yeah, okay, so we have multimeter here, and we're trying to find out what wires we need to wire into the resistor box, which is right here. So I have a resistor box from my house here, and I took the, this is the pigtail that actually goes onto the harness of like a CRX or EF chassis, and it can plug right into here. So we're going to wire it with this guy. So it's a plug and play install, and if you want to get rid of it, you just got to get a cap that bunches all these wires back together, just like the factory one does. So this is the factory plug that sits on this side of the harness. Driver's side part of the firewall here has all these yellow and black wires going into it, and all this little box does is actually joins all the wires together. So this will actually complete the circuit for the whole, you know, injector deal here. So this cap right here, like I said, all it does is connect all these wires together. So when you want to delete the resistor box, all you got to do is cut all the wires back off, solder them all together. That's literally all you need to do. But anyways, so what we got to do here to wire the resistor box, the resistor box pigtail has 5 wires on it. It has 4 red and black and 1 yellow and black. So the single yellow and black wire is going to go to all the wires in the resistor box that are not actually going to the injector. So you're going to have 4 wires that go to each injector. So 1 wire of these is going to go to 1 wire on the injector. 1 wire is going to go to 2, 1 wire is going to go to 3, etc., etc. So how you figure this out is you got to cut all the wires off, obviously, splice them back, and you got to take the pigtails on each injector. Each injector has a yellow and black wire, so we can go yellow and black on that one, yellow and black on this one. So Christian can just put, you know, one end of the multimeter here, and we have it set to resistance still, so when we touch them together, we're going to get a 0 reading, so we have a complete circuit. And this is how we're going to find out what wire is to what wire over here off of this, you know, pigtail on the harness. So we're going to take the prong here. Christian's going to put it in, you know, you can just put it on this one. Just make sure it's on the yellow and black side.
The left one.
The left one. There you go. So Christian's going to put the prong right in there. You just got to touch it there. You don't got to go too crazy there, pup.
Yep.
And then we're just going to go one by one, touching it, nothing, touching it, nothing. Okay, and then we go to 1, touch it, nothing. No. Okay,
No.
Nothing.
No.
Wow, literally the last damn wire.
No, you touch 2 of them together. You touch all 3 of these together.
Okay. It's one of these 4 here because I was already doing this.
No, so you cheated.
I did cheat. Already got all the damn hard work done. There we go.
All right.
Okay, so this wire right here goes to that wire right there. So this one we'll just put aside on the harness. So we found one of the injector wires. I just like to kind of tuck them down out of the way so I know this one is an actual injector wire. Or we can just solder it right to this guy right away. I can just kind of strip this back. And we'll go red and black, go to the ones that actually go to the injectors. Grab some solder here and some heat shrink.
What do you use heat shrink?
I don't know. Could just use butt connectors like what's all over that EK. That was perfect timing. All right, guys, so we got the resistor box kind of wired up here, and I wanted to go over again what we did. So red and black wires off of this pigtail that plugs into the resistor box here. We have each individual injector ran into the corresponding spot that we, you know, pinned out with the multimeter here. And then the remaining 4 wires all go to this yellow and black one that is remaining on the resistor box. And it ends up looking something like this. So we got it all soldered, heat shrinked. I'm just going to put some tape over this stuff, and then we'll plug it in, show you the final product. Alrighty, guys, so upon further inspection, after we got the resistor box all tidied up, we went to go fire the car over. I didn't really film a lot of it just because I'm really bad at this. I'm really bad at filming stuff. But anyway, so upon further inspection, like I was saying, we plugged the injectors in. It ran a little bit better, but not how it should. So we got it tracing on the map where I was adjusting the fuel table, and it wasn't really doing anything on the fuel table. I'd pull 20% of fuel out, and it would not lean out. It's just not tuning. So when the car is not tuning, you look at mechanical problems. So every damn Honda that I work on, I swear every single one of them is off time on the timing belt. So usually it's the first thing I check, but on this thing I was like, we got to get the injectors sorted out, we got to get the resistor box in, we got to frickin' check other stuff and map sensor and wiring and all this other shit. So I didn't really check the belt timing right away. And usually I'll check the belt and make sure it's like tensioned properly. And this one was nice and tight, tensioned properly. So I was thinking, hey, maybe it's, you know, on time and doesn't have an issue. But this thing is off 2 teeth, at least 2 teeth. So currently with the cam gears lined up, We have the cams. So we have the cam gears lined up with the timing marks on the top there on these adjustable AEM gears. We have those facing up, and we have the marks facing each other right there in the center. And then on the bottom, the mark is supposed to be right in this area down here. Right where my middle finger is, this is right where the single dash should be. Because there is a mark on the oil pump. And the timing marks, this is like 18, 16, and 14 degrees on the crank pulley here. And then top dead center is actually way over here. So it is off at least 2 teeth like I'm thinking here. So I'm going to get this thing timed up. We just got the tensioner cracked loose. That damn thing was in there. Like, I had to use a 1/2-inch ratchet on it, which normally I can crack them loose with a 3/8. This thing was super tight. I was kind of scared about that because, you know, when they break off in the block, it's not fun. And I've done it before. It's happened. It's common because guys over-torque the shit out of the tensioner bolt, and then your SOL, you got to frickin' at least drop the block down so you can get a Healy coil or whatever in there to fix it. Thank God we got it loose, though. We're going to just try to... We got the belt loose now, so we're going to pull the belt off. We'll leave the cams where they are, and we'll rotate the engine back 2 teeth, and we'll set the belt back on. We'll be all good to go. Yeah, always check your damn timing. Make sure the damn timing is good, because this thing just didn't idle good. It didn't rev up good. Like, it did a little bit here and there, but like, yeah. Nope. All right, guys, this car don't quit. We redid the timing. It was off of 2 teeth, like I was saying. We got the timing all set now. And now that the timing is on and everything is firing at the proper time, the motor is hydro locking. Because the injectors are stuck. Like, we have them unplugged. We've cranked it over a shitload just to try to clear it out, because maybe, you know, with the resistor box being messed up and the timing being off, I figured maybe we flooded the motor a little bit because it was running so damn rich. It was literally running so rich that, like, even before it got here, it's like 2 quarts over full from fuel in the oil. Like, this thing just fucking won't let up. So we put the resistor box in because that was wrong on these injectors, just to find out that the injectors are sticking open. And we can tell because, turn the key forward, Christian. Good fuel pressure. Goodbye, fuel pressure. Good fuel pressure. Goodbye, fuel pressure. So that is a kind of an indicator when the fuel pressure comes up to where it should be around 40 psi, and then when the fuel pump kicks off, it dies to 0 right away. There's a leak somewhere in the system. A lot of times, sometimes they'll slowly kind of drain back. But when it's going this fast and there's no like external fuel leaks anywhere on the car, and the motor's flooding and stuff like that, it leads us to a stuck injector. So this is why you pick up HunterTuned injectors, because I test all my damn injectors before I send them out. So shit like this doesn't happen, and you don't flood the living fuck out of your motor, because this is very bad for the engine. Like, extremely bad to have it flooded this bad, because when you have this much gas in the damn oil, you know, the gas and the E85 and the alcohol in the fuel will turn the oil to shit, like, very quickly. So as soon as we get this thing even running a little bit, it's got to get an oil change right away. It just sucks because we've already got like a whole day's worth of work into this thing, and it sucks because we put the resistor, we did all the precaution, you know, the right steps to go about tuning the car, and then find out that the, you know, the resistor box wasn't there, and then the map sensor wiring is mushy, and then the frickin' battery's dead, so we had to put another battery on it, and redid the timing, and now we're doing the stuck damn injector. So like Christian and me, like I said, we've been cranking it over and cranking it over and cranking it over, and even when the car's injectors were unplugged, when they're unplugged completely, the car was hydro locking. Like, the injectors aren't even on, so the tune, the ECU, all that other stuff is like out of the question. No variables there because there's no electricity to even pulse the injector to open. And with the injectors unplugged from Christian just cranking it forward a couple times like that, watch this thing geyser. Yeah. You guys get the idea? So we had a big geyser right there. It should all be out of there by now, right? So Christian cranks it like 1 or 2 more times, and it's still geysering. Yeah. The whole shop reeks like E85.
Yeah.
Like bad. Sucks. Yeah. It's annoying to have to deal with this stuff, but we're doing it because, you know, a lot of other, he couldn't find any shops nearby, and this guy's from 3 hours away. 3 hours away, and he came to me because he knows that I'm going to make it right for him, and I'm going to get the thing dialed in because that's the kind of person I am. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to continue thrashing on this thing tomorrow. We're going to get out of here for the night and figure it out, throw this video for you guys to show you the new project that we're working on and the new car that we did get for the channel. I don't know what we're going to do with that thing either, but it is kind of another basket case that we're working on. So, yeah, hopefully all will be well soon and all of the cars will run good in a perfect world. That's the goal. So, anyways, also a big shout out to Snake Eater Injectors here. He actually sent in an awesome little sticker. So we mounted that guy up on our battery bench here. We got that thing showing the love for Snake Eater Performance. He actually sent that in to hang up in the shop here. So that's pretty cool of him. Very, very cool. So anyways, I had a guy send in some ECUs too. We have a guy sent me some flex injectors. So I'm probably going to use some of those on this car because I'm like out already. Like I think, yeah, the last video I was like, oh yeah, I got injectors in stock. The last like fucking 2 or 3 days I've sold like all the injectors I had in stock. So it's crazy. Awesome support lately, guys. You guys are really killing it. We got the B20 VTEC all assembled here. I got the head on, the timing belt, the nitrous manifold, all this stuff's ready to go. I just need a damn B16 tranny. If you guys know of a B16 tranny, hit me up, please, because I'm really looking for one, and I really need one so I can get this damn thing in the CRX, and we can just start having damn fun because I'm getting sick of working on shit. But anyways, have a great night and better tomorrow, guys. We'll see you later.
Yeah, have a better tomorrow than we had today. Man.